103.2 Preston FM.
Your community, your radio.
Now, the Crafty Project is a group of, I don't know if I pronounce this right, but I find out when I talk to them, crochetters, if that's the right word, knitters and other craft enthusiasts who are looking to take over Preston and the surrounding areas with yarn-based fun. So we're going to find out all about that, because in the studio we've got Debbie Simpson and Gemma Patterson. So very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Is it crochetters?
Crochet.
Crochet. Yes, crocheters. Right. Well, a very good afternoon to tell us all about the Crafty Project, how it came around, and a little about it. Who wants to tell me?
Well, the group was initially set up by myself and my friend Kimmy. It was about a year or so ago that we thought we really want to get involved and, get the community involved in doing lots of knitting and crochet and other things like that. So we started meeting up on a regular basis at a cafe in Preston. It's only really taken off in these past few months when Deb's joined the project. She's suggested the project that we're currently undertaking, which is doing the poppies for World War One. So that's when it's really sort of taken off. We've had loads of new members coming along. We're making loads and loads of poppies for this, and these poppies are going to be displayed in the Harris.
So how's the project going then, Debbie?
It's going quite well. We've got people in the group, not just in Preston and the surrounding areas. We've got group members down south who are crocheting for us and sending us poppies. So yeah, it's doing quite well.
Do you have a kind of target figure of the number that you'd like to reach?
Well, until yesterday we didn't really know where they were going. I mean, my idea initially was to sort of put them up around the cenotaph in Preston, but I didn't realise it had all been changed and all the railings aren't as they were.
Right.
So we've had to sort of contact Preston Council and sort of put it to them, where do they want us to... So they're going in the Harris Museum somewhere.
Well, that would be a nice display in the Harris.
Yeah, but this is going to be a project that goes on for 4 years until the armistice celebrations. So every year we can add to, so it'll be a growing project. So, but we would like more people to get involved.
And then every November from now on, we're going to be adding more and more poppies to that display. So the more people that we can get coming out and crocheting and knitting with us, the better it is for us, isn't it?
And I was having a look. There's a photograph. Is it on the Crafty Project community? Well, I must have seen it, but I know when I was looking this morning, I saw a nice photograph of crocheted poppies that looks really nice.
We've got quite a few photos of our poppies, haven't we now? Yeah. We've all of our members have got 20 or 30 each that taking snaps of them and going, look how many we've made.
We should have, I would reckon, 200 to 300.
Yes.
By the end of October.
Right.
So. But if we can get more people involved, then we'll get more,
And you meet, is it on a Sunday that you meet together?
Yes, we meet every Sunday at 1 o'clock at Corova Cafe. We also do meet in the middle of the week sometimes as well. Sometimes we'll have a meet up at the Continental. That's all of the details of our events are displayed on the Facebook page. So, we can keep in touch with our members that way and let them know where and when we're meeting each week. But the Sundays at Corova, that's our regular one that is pretty much every week at 1 p.m.
So go back to the beginning. There were just two of you then, Gemma, in the beginning started this off. And then as time went on, how many people at the moment then are coming along?
It varies from week to week. Sometimes it's, 7 or 8 people. Sometimes there's only, 2, 3, 4 of us on certain weeks. But it does vary a lot because obviously a lot of people have other commitments that they have. So that's why we have more than one meet-up a lot of weeks, is because, some people are busy on a Sunday, but they say, well, we're all free on Tuesday. Let's go and meet up on Tuesday as well. So.
I can't always make Sunday, so I usually organise the one on a Tuesday.
And is it people who are really quite good at knitting and at crochet?
No, you'd be surprised. A lot of our members are people who say, I used to knit 20 years ago and I've kind of forgotten, but, I thought I'd come along and see what's happening. And a lot of the people are fairly new to it, or, taking it up recently or a little bit rusty in it. But
I've only just learnt in June.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because Liz next door, when she was on air earlier, she said, I've always wanted to be able to crochet.
Well, we're going to be dragging her along to the group meeting soon enough.
Oh, well done. So whenever she's done her first piece of crocheting, she can bring it in and let us have a look. So do you, I mean, as a group who get together, are you focusing just particularly on doing the poppies at the moment, or is it also a group where people then go home and they crochet whatever they want, they knit whatever they want?
Yeah, not everybody's doing the poppies.
At the moment, it is very much poppy focused at the moment, but obviously everybody's got their own works that they're doing in their own time as well. And, you know, some people sometimes will bring along a little bit of what they're doing and say, oh, look, I'm making this blanket or I'm making this hat. So, it does vary. And once the poppies are finished, we've got loads of other projects lined up that we want to get involved with. The next one, we wanted to do a knit along with socks. So we're all following the same pattern and, doing the same thing at the same time. And that way we can all help each other with it.
So a knit along with socks.
Yes.
Sounds really
we've got
good,
a sock
doesn't it?
knitting pattern. So.
Yeah. You'll have to do with some for winter. I was saying to Debbie and Gemma off air just before we started the interview that they've got somebody interviewing them who knows so little about crochet and about knitting. But what I do know is that I understand that crochet has become really, really popular again.
Yes, I'd say that's definitely true. There's a lot of the younger people, especially like myself, who absolutely love it because you can make such beautiful things. It doesn't take that much time, and of course, it doesn't really cost very much either. So
I was surprised the first time I went to the group because I'd say the average age was about 24, and then me. It was a bit older than 24.
And was this something you'd wanted to do for a long time and then joined the group?
I'd wanted to learn to crochet, but I didn't actually know anybody who did it. So a friend showed me who was a member of the group, and she lives down in Worthing, but she still participates in the group. She taught me in June, and then I joined the group on Facebook, and also the idea of the poppies. I boss them about a bit, don't I?
You keep them in order.
You will do.
Man, it must be a nice social group as well. It must be a nice way of getting together and making it into a social group.
Like I say, we've had a lot of new members recently, and we had there was an article about us on blog Preston, and since then we've had a load of new people coming since that article saying, oh, well, we read the article and we thought we'd come along and see what it's like. So,
and often that's what it needs, isn't it? It's the publicity. Because there probably is so many people who think, well, there's not a group, or I would like to get involved. That's why
we initially set up the group, is we thought we love knitting and we love crochet, and we don't know anywhere in Preston where we can be able to get together with friends and like-minded people and to be able to do this sort of thing. So we thought, well, we'll set up our own group then.
And people then make contact on Facebook, etc. So you get people who join you if they can't join you physically because they don't live near Preston. They actually join you through
people
Facebook.
People contribute to our forum all the time, and people who don't actively come to the meetings, if they do live far away, they can still contribute and talk about all things crochet related. So it's really nice to be able to see everybody else's work from all over the country, really.
So, Debbie, we were saying that you recently joined or recently started to take up crochet. What about you, Gemma? Is that something that you did from... Did you come from a family where crochet was one of the crafts?
My mum crochets and knits. She has done for years and years. I only learnt to crochet about 2 or 3 years ago. Knitting, I taught myself to do that one day. I just thought, I reckon that's easy enough. I can crochet, I bet I can knit. So I picked up the needles, and sure enough, it just came really naturally to me, that. So I've always been quite a crafty person. I do embroidery and sewing and things like that as well. But yeah, crochet and knitting, it's one of those things you can take it with you when you go away. You know, if you're on a long bus journey or a train journey or something like that, it's something that you can just whip out of your bag.
She's just been abroad, and she posted a picture to Facebook, crocheting a poppy on the plane.
Is that right?
Yep, international poppies, those ones. Went all the way to Rhodes.
and this probably sounds a naive question, but how different then is crochet from knitting?
It is quite different. There is for knitting you use 2 needles. For crochet you use a hook. So with crochet it's one hand you're using a tool with, and then for knitting it is different, but it's difficult Yeah,
to put into
you hold
words
it
how.
differently, and I think one of the hardest things with crochet especially is working out how to hold it. It feels really, really unnatural when you're learning to hold it, and you just want to, grab hold of it, but you have to hold it in a certain way, and it's getting your hand used to that. But once you've gotten used to how you actually hold the crochet hook and how you hold
It's
the wool.
almost like holding a pen, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
You know?
But yeah, it's quite difficult when you're initially learning, but once you've learned, say, 2 or 3 stitches, that's it. You can make anything.
And with knitting, it's wool, and with crochet,
It's still wool the
Is
same.
it still
It's
wool?
wool the same, yeah.
Well, yarn is what you'd class as, wool is very specifically it's sheep's wool. So yarn would be, you get your acrylic yarns and, all of your other type of yarns. And wool is a type of yarn, basically. So that's why we use the word yarn a lot rather than wool. Wool is specifically for the sheep's wool, so that'll be your natural wool and your
Right.
natural fibres.
And doing the poppies then, Debbie, was that a thought that you'd had for some while, or has
Well-
that come to you since you started to be able to crochet?
No, I actually saw a news clip on Facebook, and it was in Folkestone. And every year people were putting up donated poppies down this street. I think it was called Remembrance Road. And people from all over the world were donating poppies, and they were attaching them to the railings. And that's when I thought, wouldn't that be a good idea to do that in Preston? But it was also quite poignant to me because I know that my nana, my grandma's father, died in the First World War. I just have a little clip here about him. He died on the 15th of May 1915, and he was 34. And he'd just gone back to the front line after being wounded, and he was shot again the next day, and he died 3 days later. And he left behind 3 young daughters. I think the youngest being about 2.
Yeah,
So it is quite poignant to me, and I'm sure a lot of people in Preston, if they dug back in their ancestors, would have relatives that had died. Well, not just Preston, obviously. All over the country would have people that died in the First World War.
So,
So-
yeah, a special reason
to be
there.
able to do that, and yeah, and have
And-
it displayed. His name's on the Roll of Honour, which is in the Harris Museum, and that's probably where the display is going to be.
So how long does it, I mean, I know it will depend how long you spend on the project, but to make one individual poppy, how long does it roughly take?
I think for our fastest members, it's
20
about 20 minutes, apparently.
To make it 20 minutes?
Yeah.
To
Not
crochet?
me.
It takes me
Not
about
me.
half an hour.
Viday's with me. So 20 minutes to put crochet a poppy?
Yes. Obviously, it does depend on, how
Yes,
quick you do
yeah.
crochet. Some people, it takes about an hour for a lot
Takes
of
me
people.
about an hour.
Wow. So where can people find out more about you? Because as you say, you meet up at the Corova Cafe on a Sunday. But I was looking this morning, I've got it up in front of me now, the Crafty Project community, the Facebook page, so people can go there, can't they, make
Yes,
contact?
that's probably the best way to get in touch with us is either through Facebook or Twitter. We have a Twitter as well, which is at TCP Preston. So that's the Crafty Project Preston. And so in our Facebook page, so we keep our Facebook page updated with all of our group information, all of our meetings. So if people want to get in touch with us, that's a brilliant way to sort of make contact.
So Gemma, when you started, did you think it would take off like this in a way?
No, we really never did.
Yeah.
It's really exciting, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there are lots of people looking at the Facebook page do get in contact, don't they, and put posts up there. Somebody I was just looking at there asking, do you have any other midweek meets? So it's like you were saying, isn't it, that for some people other times during the week would be convenient.
Yes, so we always do try to make sure that everyone can come along to a meeting at some point.
So it's anyone who's into crochet, into knitting, into various crafts, and no matter what level they're at.
Yes, so we're always happy to help teach people, always happy to give a helping hand. If somebody's fairly new to it or if they've not done it for a while, then we can refresh the memory, we can teach them new stitches, and we like people to learn from as well. If there's anybody who's got a lot of experience, then that would be brilliant if they could come along and show us some things that we don't know.
And a nice way of kind of being together socially. So nice way of doing
we
that.
We always have a natter and a brew, don't we?
Yep.
So what time do you meet at the Corova on a Sunday usually?
It's 1 o'clock that we meet.
1 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yes.
And people, as we say, can communicate through Facebook, through
Or Twitter. Yeah.
So good luck with the project. Maybe we can meet again and find out in the end what the end result was. And people, as you say, will be able to go along to the Harris Museum.
Yes.
Are you still sorting a date out for that, or is there a date known yet?
No, we haven't
We've
got
not
a date
got the
yet.
set, no.
So that's one thing you're working on.
Yes.
Brilliant. So people will be able to come along and have a look at the end result. But if you're into crocheting, knitting, any other crafts, or you've thought about it, then there you are. Have a look at the Facebook. It's the Crafty Project community. And Debbie Simpson and Gemma Patterson's been in the studio telling us all about it this afternoon. So a big thank you to you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sunday nights from 9. Join Steve Franklin live for Preston FM's weekly request show.
Could I have some Pink Floyd for my mum?
Gino by Dixie's Midnight Runners.
Can I request 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton, please?
What a way to make a living.
Lavender by Marillion.
Sunday nights from 9. 103.2 Preston FM. The weekend stops here.